watching Channel 4, the local station. Live with Mary Bear, Kent Justice. The Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Gahn. Sports analysis with Cole Pepper. And breaking news with Sky 4. The 10 o'clock news continues.
U.S. troops will leave Afghanistan by mid-September. President Biden today announced the withdrawal will be complete by the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. The military personnel will start leaving next month. The conflict in Afghanistan has been running for 19 years, making it America's oldest war. President Biden said American troops should not be used as a bargaining chip between warring parties and other countries.
I also know there are many who will argue that we should stay fighting in Afghanistan because withdrawal would damage America's credibility and weaken America's influence in the world. I believe the exact opposite is true. We went to Afghanistan because of a horrific attack that happened 20 years ago. That cannot explain why we should remain there in 2021.
Reaction ranges from relief that Americans will be out of harm's way to outrage over the plan. Now, I spoke with former Adjutant General in Florida, Buddy Titshaw. He told me choosing September 11 as the final day for American withdrawal hands the Taliban a huge propaganda victory. 9/11 will now become Victory Over America, VA Day for them. They will be celebrating their victory over the U.S. in the years to come on that solemn day for us. I found it unbelievable.
And many families in our area have a proud tradition of service to our nation's military. We want to put today's decision in perspective for all of us.
Yeah, joining us tonight is Lieutenant General Mike Linnington, CEO of Wounded Warrior Project. We really thank you for being here. General, how do veterans in general feel about this announcement? And is that emotion different than those who fought in Afghanistan?
Yeah, Ken and Mary, I'll tell you, for veterans, no one wants to see wars end quicker than those that have fought in that war. Many of us, I have a couple years in Afghanistan, have lost loved ones. Certainly what we do at Wounded Warrior Project, healing the wounds of war, both physical and invisible, is a commitment that we bring not just here to the Jacksonville area, but to the nation at large. It's been a 20-year war. It's a long time. I mean, when I was there in 2002, I would have never believed 18 years later we're still there. I've not been in the Defense Department in the last 5 years to know the conditions on the ground that warrant the President's decision to withdraw all forces by September 11th. But I can only hope that we've built the Afghan security forces to a degree of capability that they can protect themselves and the Afghan people. Certainly the Afghan people are incredible people. They deserve better than decades of fighting, and hopefully the last 20-year investment and continued investment by the United States and our government and our humanitarian efforts and our diplomatic efforts will sustain the progress we've made over the last 20 years.
So how do you balance the need for American security then with the desire of Americans to see the end of 20 years of war there?
Yeah, I think the key to the decision, again, I wasn't involved in any of the decision and I've been out of that loop for many, many years, is have we built the Afghan security forces to a degree that they can protect themselves, and will we leave sufficient intel collection and security forces, if not in country, but over the horizon and within strike capability to deter, insurgent bases or other training grounds that led to the attacks on 9/11. I mean, we all remember where we were. I was in the Pentagon on 9/11. We were unprepared for that attack, obviously, and certainly we don't ever want to be unprepared again, especially from threats coming out of Afghanistan.
We just read that statement by the former Adjutant General, Buddy Titshaw. Does it strike you, does it strike you odd or even dangerous that September 11th is the date connected there with total withdrawal?
Ken, I hadn't thought about it that way. I actually look at September 11th as a day that veterans that have served in the last 20 years remember why we've done what we've done over the last 20 years in service to our nation. And frankly, in service to, the Iraqi people and the Afghan people that have given them opportunities that they would have never had before, had not the United States and our allies gotten involved. When I was there in 2002, it was a country that was literally living in the Stone Ages. Opportunities for people to live productive ways of life. We've all learned about the opportunities for women and girls in the country, the opportunities for self-government. All that has taken place over the last 20 years. I look at September 11th, this 20th anniversary, as a as a commemoration of the service and sacrifice of veterans and their families over the last 20 years that have made a difference for the Afghan people and frankly protected our way of life as Americans.
One quick last question, General. Is there a branch of service that was affected more by the years of combat there? Is it the Army?
Well, the Army's probably had the largest number of troops on the ground, but this is a team fight. This is a joint fight. Certainly today and over the last several years, our Special Operations Forces have borne the brunt of the fighting, partnered with other security forces and Special Operations Forces from other NATO countries. Certainly the Marine Corps, the Navy Corpsmen, support from the Air Force, Air Power, and all the paras. It's a joint fight. Every service has sent their best fighters to Afghanistan and their best diplomats to Afghanistan. This is a conflict that wasn't just a kinetic war. It was a counterinsurgency war and a counterterrorism war, and you know, this will be an emotional time, if anything, for all those that have served in country.
And General Livingston, we truly appreciate what Wounded Warrior Project does, the other organizations that are trying to help our combat wounded veterans return to normalcy and get better and healthy. We thank you for your sacrifice as well.
Well,
Thank
thanks,
you,
Ken. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for having me on.
And right now on news4jax.com, you can hear how local military families are sounding off on the troop withdrawal in Afghanistan. We're also updating our coverage as local lawmakers weigh in. Look for this story on the homepage.